Hello everybody, this is Tony from Kate's Crafty Closet, and I'm here today with another tips, tricks, and techniques with tea, or as I like to call it, TNT with tea. So today I'm going to show you how you can use some double-sided tape and some embossing powder to make some cool fun backgrounds. So today I just have some regular Neenah Solo White cardstock. I went ahead and die cut this one with my MFT stitched rectangle die, but you don't have to do that. You can do it after the fact if you want. So basically I am just going to put double-sided tape. You can go however you want to go. You can go across in stripes, which we're going to do today, and I'm gonna line it up on the mat as much as I possibly can, just so I can get it on there straight. So I'm just gonna I only have 3 embossing powders with me today, so I'm just gonna do 3 strips, but of course you can go down the whole front of the card panel if you want. So you can use any color combinations you want, any kind of cardstock you want as well. So I'll show you examples at the end of this little demonstration. And the next thing I go ahead and do is I will burnish this onto the cardstock with my Teflon bone folder, just so we know that it's adhered pretty well. And we're going to lift this up off of the mat, and we're going to trim that excess tape off with our Tim Holtz scissors, because it is coated and our double-sided tape won't stick to our scissors. So these are definitely worth the investment, I promise you, and I assure you on that one. So let's go ahead and pull off our trash here, and we'll just put it to the side, and we'll clean up afterwards and make sure it's going to stick to me. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to ahead and grab my pokey tool. Any kind of pokey tool, craft pick will work. And I'm just going to lift up the release paper off of here, one at a time. One at a time, we'll release that off, because we'll do the embossing powder separately. That way they don't go in to one another, and even if they did, it's okay. So we're going to pull out a scrap sheet of paper for our embossing powder. And the first one that we're going to go ahead and use is this one is from Ranger. These are the Wendy Vecchi embossing powders. Well, some of them are, but this one is not a Wendy Vecchi one. This is just a magenta. So we're going to go ahead and get our embossing powder out. And you don't have to put powder down. You can if you want, but I'm okay with if it's not perfect, because it's a little bit more distressy, like the whole watercolor look. And then if you have any missing spots, go ahead and go that and tap off the excess, and we'll put that to the side, and then we'll pour our excess powder back into the container that it came in. Okay, and then we're going to pull out our heat tool, and we're going to let it warm up for a second. And then once it's hot enough, we'll go ahead and melt the embossing powder. Okay, now that we have that color done, we can go ahead and pull off the release paper off of the second one. And you want to give it a moment to dry, cool down in between your embossing, so that the powder doesn't stick onto your other one that's already on there. But if it does, it's okay, because it looks a little bit more blended. I call it like the watercolor effect, so to speak, and I'm okay with that, because I did some examples before, and it does have some of that going on, and I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and grab our next color. This is one of the Wendy Vecchi embossing powders from Ranger. This is called Tiger Lily. And all the products that I use today will be linked in the description below for you to look at. And see how we got some on that release paper, and that's totally fine and okay with me, because we're going to pull that release paper off anyway. But if you want to, you can brush that off with a dry paintbrush if you have one close by. but I'm not concerned about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour that back in. Push that to the side, and we're going to head in heat emboss. Let it dry, let it heat up again. And then we're going to go ahead and melt the tiger lily. All right, we now have that one done. And then we can go on to our last piece of release paper and go ahead and pull that off. And like I said, we have some, you know, hanging embossing powder, but that for me it's okay because you get a little bit of a different look. But like I said, you can clean it off if you certainly want to. And the last color we're going to use is this Winnie Vecchi embossing powder from Ranger called Buttercup. So we're going to go ahead and apply the embossing powder onto our double-sided tape and shake off the excess. And if we miss any, you can always go back and add more. Okay, and then again, like I said, you can brush off the excess powder if you want to. I don't, but anybody can do what they want to do, right? So we're going to heat up our heat tool again, and then we'll melt the embossing powder. Okay, and there you have it. You can complete, you know, go ahead and add some more double-sided tape all the way down. You can do diagonals. You can do larger sheets of double-sided tape and do die cuts after. Completely up to you. The possibility is endless. So let me go ahead and show you some of the examples that I did beforehand. This is my completed one with the white cardstock. This is Neenah Solar White. Like, really cool. And then I went ahead and used it on some 100-pound Recollections black cardstock, and I like the way it pops on here. And you notice how you can see some of it down here that the embossing powder bled into the other one, which I'm okay with that effect. I really kind of like that. So next we have, this is some Neenah 80-pound Desert Storm cardstock, and I did the same colors. It's like, so there is, the possibilities are endless. Like, you can do one color, multiple colors, rainbow colors. All depends on the look that you're going for and what you want to create in the end with it. Perfect card panels. You can even die cut these out with a heart, a star. That way you get a different look, different kind of looks with it. So that is going to be all for today. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this video. Also subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified anytime I upload YouTube videos. And I thank you all once again. Y'all have a crafty day.